Hi angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I usually make the shaker parts of my shaker clutch purses. I do make a ton of resin purses, either in a clutch purse or I bought the mold from Amazon. I don't know why it was so hard to say that. But for this video, all of these shaker parts I got from Amazon. Honestly, I was trying to find some new ones because these ones are kind of worn out, and I was so worried that they're probably going to rip when I remove it from the mold, but all was well. But the foil sheet that we're going to be using, it's from Etsy's. It's the first time using something like this. Usually the ones that I use are more so holographic, but they was just so colorful. I just had to buy it to see how it would look. Everything that I'm using in this video, I'll leave it down in the description. I'll leave a link for it down in the description box down below. So I'm cutting out all of the foil sheets that we're going to be using. We got a ton of shaker purse that we're going to make. We got a cat, we got a heart, we got a circle, we got a rectangle, we got two little cute little squares. It's going to be so adorable. Well, I don't know. I don't like the way how it turned out. It wasn't more so visible, but I mean, it still looks good. You live and you learn from your mistakes. So I placed down all of the foil sheets down into the mold just to see how it was looking. So I would just add a little bit of some resin in there and then let it dry. But I was like, let me try some UV resin, because obviously UV resin doesn't take long for it to cure. So that's what I end up doing. I placed down my foil sheets. Now for this one, I'm going to be placing down some little stars around it because she's giving me Marilyn Monroe vibes. So I wanted it to give that off. So this is how it's looking. I'm putting the stars around it. After that, I'm going to be going over it with my UV light and letting it cure. I got the bigger light because that little one, I would have to be holding it. And honestly, I don't have time for that. So we're going to keep repeating the same step all over these ones. Some of these are going to have some dry pressed flowers. Some of these are just going to have some plain glitter. Some of these are just going to be just plain and simple. And sometimes I don't even put foil sheet on top of it. I just pour down a clear layer of resin. And that's more visible. But I wanted to try something different. So like I said, I'm repeating the same step, adding a little bit of some UV resin at the back of it, placing it down into the mold, and then adding on there the UV light. For this one, we're going to go with some dry pressed flowers, with some blues and some purples. This one is Alice in the Wonderland. So adorable, so cute. UV resin. It looks good so far. And then I wanted to add a little bit of some purple in there because you can see that from her dress she has a little bit of some purple. So I had to go find that one real quick. Adding down some purple. Just a little bit of some UV resin. Excuse me. Then I'm just going to go over it with my UV light. Let it cure for like a few minutes. This UV light is running on its last life. And I'm going to keep on repeating the same step. This is Lizzie McGuire. I think I'm saying it right. Did I show you guys? I think I'm missing some steps. No. I mean, I keep on repeating the same thing over and over again. Same thing again. Cut out the foil sheet. Add a little bit of some UV resin to the back of it. Place on there the UV light. Let it cure. And you are good to go. Also, I didn't do these yet, so same thing. So fun, so quick, so easy. You just have to love it. I'm gonna give you guys an overview of how everything is looking. That's how it's look. So cute. I like it. Alice in the Wonderland looks so pretty. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour down a clear clear layer of some resin that I already mixed up off camera, just to save some time. So all of these is going to get a nice clear layer of some resin. And with the resin, we're going to have to let this sit and cure overnight for a full 24 beautiful and long hours. The main thing when you're doing a shaker purse is you need to watch for the edges, because if the edge has a bubble and you let the bubble cure, that means that when you pour down the liquid, because you're going to be putting the purse together, whenever you pour down the liquid, everything is going to leak out. So you have to be careful. That's why you have to go around the edges and get the bubbles to rise to the top, and either go over it with your lighter or your 99% ibuprofen alcohol. I just went over it with my lighter. Sometimes the bubbles pop on their own. Sometimes they just need a little bit of some help. I was worried that I didn't have enough resin, but one of them I poured in way too much, so I scooped it out and put it into the heart. You can see at the corner right there, there's some little bit of some bubble. Just with my little stick, just press down on it. There was some bubble underneath the foil sheet, sometimes underneath the flowers, but mainly around the edges. You see, just like that, just scoop it to the top and it pops on its own. You're going to have to go over the edge probably like 1 or 2 times, so just keep an eye on it to make sure that everything cures good. Cures perfectly. These little tiny flowers had a ton of little bubbles around there, but I got it. I'm filming this with my hands, so it's shaking a lot. I know that it seems like if I'm missing some bubbles, but trust me, I went over it again off camera because I wasn't able to see it that well. I need a better lighting system in here because sometimes I can't be seeing stuff. And it's looking so good so far. Keep checking the sides. And then you're just going to go over it with your lighter because there's always some little tiny bubbles. That's always just be laying around. And you do have to get rid of those. And that's honestly all that you need to do. That bubble that won't come to the top, eventually I got rid of it. It may seem like if there's nothing there, but trust me, there's the little tiny bubbles that's just layering around. And sometimes you can see the bubbles that's underneath the flowers or underneath something that you need to press down for it to rise to the top. And here's a final look of how everything is looking. Like I said before, with the resin, you're going to have to let it cure for a full 24 hours. And swipe to the morning. So it's in the morning. You just pop these out of the mold. You can see how it's looking. Yeah, need to go over that little back part with a little bit of some UV resin. Or you can just leave it just the way how it is. I got my little drill, so I'm just going to drill the top. The top piece where I'm drilling right here is where I'm going to put my little needle bottle through so that I can pour down some liquid in there so that it can be liquefied, one might say. This is the second one, the heart. You can see that once you remove it from the mold, the colors are not popping up. It looks very see-through. It's not see-through, but it's not popping in color. if that makes sense. But it still looks fine. This part, all we're doing is just drilling a hole so that we can able to add our glitter in there. Add a little bit of some baby oil and everything will be moving around perfectly. Oh, by the way, I think I left it in there for 48 hours because I wanted to make sure that when I remove it from the mold that it would not be bendy, that it would be fully hard. And obviously I had to make the purse, so they were just sitting out for like a day or two. Just blow on it to get rid of all of the dust and all of the little specks. Some of these have some resin I ran over, so I just went over it with my scissors and my X-Acto knife to clean up the edges, and that's pretty much it. This is how I usually make my shaker purse. If I should add foil sheets, sometimes the shaker parts could just be clear, just like this, so you'd add whatever you want to add on the inside. Sometimes you just add your foil sheet on top. You can't really see it that clear, but yeah, this is how it looks. This is all I do to make my cute little purses. So adorable. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. See you.